Hi everybody, it is week 8 of commuting. The 8th weekend, believe it or not, it's really gone quickly. This week I wanted to do an interview with my dad to see how he feels about the family living over in Poland and me being away and the grandchildren being away, etc. Last week we interviewed my mum, it went down quite well. I think it was good for people to see how grandparents feel when their grandchildren are away, etc. So I wanted to speak to my dad. I think my dad will give different answers to my mum. He'll think of things more practically than my mum, who thinks quite emotionally. So let's go with the questions. Okay, so this is my dad. This is Jerry. Dad encouraged me to travel, so I think he probably understands why we've chosen to live in another country and try it. So since a young age, Dad always said to me, you know, see the world. So for that reason, I've been to lots of lovely places such as Hawaii and Australia and all over the west coast of the United States and Mexico and places like that. So I think he'll understand it. So let's get cracking. So Dad, 2 weeks ago, you were in Wroclaw for your first visit with Mum. First of all, what did you think of the city itself?
Really nice, better than I expected really. It was more modern than I thought it would be.
What do you think about the city centre, the main market square of all the old buildings? And
it's good. What I liked about it is on the outskirts there's a lot of new infrastructure, a lot of new buildings, but as you go into the centre of the square, lots of old buildings, a lot of architecture. The square itself is lovely with fountains and all that sort of stuff, so enjoyed it, yeah, really enjoyed it.
Cool. And what about the ease of travel? So from the moment you got to the airport in the UK to the moment you got to our flat in Wrocław, how easy was it for you to travel?
Really good. Obviously a little bit nervous because this is the first time that we'd ever sort of travelled with just a backpack and booked online and that sort of stuff, so I was a bit nervous, that sort of stuff. But really easy. It was the flight was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be.
Good. What was the best part of the weekend for you when you were there?
Obviously, it was seeing the grandchildren's faces when we turned up at school to pick them up and how excited I was to see us. That was really quite an emotional experience.
Yeah, it was great. I did mention last week when I interviewed my mum, if people haven't seen that video of the kids seeing Mum and Dad who were hidden behind a tree when they came out of school, go back and watch that video. It's quite emotional to see how the kids react and how Mum and Dad reacted as well. How did you feel when I first told you? I think when I first spoke to you about it, it's actually different because when I told Mum, I just told Mum. But you and I had been out for dinner and stuff for Father's Day and we'd had chats and stuff, so I think you were kind of expecting it. But when we kind of told you the decision, we're going to Poland to live, how did you feel?
As I said, it wasn't unexpected. I was surprised how quick the decision was made, how quick it was going to be. When you told me to when you were going was only 12 months, and that 12 months went really quick. But as you've said previously, what I've always tried to do is for both you and your sister is to encourage you to live life to the full, to get new adventures, to experience new things. I encourage you to travel from a young age. So I'm all for you travelling and getting new experience, and what I didn't want you to do is get to an age like I am now and have a regret doing something that you should have done. And I think that's why I supported you all the way.
And how do you feel about it now? Would you feel any different than you did on day one when I first told you? Now that you've seen where we live, does it make you feel any different?
It's made me feel better experiencing where you live, what you've got around you, how easy it is to travel around the city. Yeah, you know, I feel a bit more secure. You never know, you know, what you and King and the kids were going to go to. As much as you told us and showed us pictures, to actually go over there and experience it was really great. You know, to sort of see how you lived and all the facilities you've got around you and how easy it was to travel to the city. Yeah, it was good. Very positive.
Excellent. How would you describe your relationship with your grandchildren? You got 4, but specifically with mine because they've moved to another country. How would you describe your relationship with them?
Yeah, really good. We're really close. You know, like most grandchildren, I spoil them when I see them, and you know, but like you say, I love them to bits, but I am not as emotional as your mum. is on these sort of things. But I love them to death, you know, and they're great. It was really fantastic to see them, and you know, obviously we keep in regular contact with them, so it was great.
Yeah, like I mentioned last time, my mum's interview at Skype and WhatsApp, things like that, brilliant. So mum and dad can see the kids all the time. It's not the same. They used to literally go to school on the same street as mum and dad lived. So when we would bring the kids back from school, or it was easy, they'd see mum and dad all the time. So I think that's changed, but it's great that they can see them on Skype and speak to them as much as they want, really. And then actually, literally 10 minutes ago, we've just booked some tickets for the kids to come after Christmas. They've got 2 weeks off on the 15th of January for 2 weeks, so they're going to fly with me on a Monday and spend 2 weeks in the UK. So he'll be living with me at mum and dad's house, so they get to see a lot of them then as well. Last question, and most importantly, what's it like having your big boy back living with you at the age of 37?
It's been quite a pleasant experience, really. Doesn't appear to be any change, because you've always been close to us. You've always visited us fairly regularly, maybe 2 or 3 nights a week. You would just pop in and see us
And eat the cheese.
and eat of our house and home. But so from that experience, it's been quite pleasurable. You know, you're here. You know, you've got your own room, you've got your own bits and pieces, you've got your own cupboard for food and that sort of stuff. But we like having you around. You know, you're not a problem to us. You know, we share cooking, we share food, and it's been quite a pleasant experience.
Excellent. So I think that's a good insight into how Dad feels about the kids being away and us moving in general. I think he definitely has a different perspective on it to Mum, who does think with her emotions, and Dad looks at things a bit more practically. So yeah, it's good to see how he feels about it. And we talk anyway all the time, so I know how he feels about it. But I wanted everyone else to see. Hopefully that's useful to anyone else who's considering moving to another country or commuting or whatever. Please keep watching my videos. Please like and share. Thank you.